Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. That's right, it's the T on NPD and relationships. Hello everyone, to all of my new subscribers and new family members. Hello, hi, welcome. And to my tribe and family at large, welcome back. Thank you all so much for coming back and watching another video. Family, you know I'm always loving to plug our Thursday night live stream. Listen, we're building that live stream back up. I want y'all to know that in that live stream, Holy Spirit has preeminence, okay? This is where we go from healing to wholeness to boldness. Listen, you don't want to miss that Thursday night live stream. Why? Because it is important that we understand that we must heal from the inside out, not the outside in, but the inside out, all right? And in healing from the inside out, what we do is this is where we have those deep conversations with the soul. This is where we have the deep conversations about the soul. The soul has been affected in narcissistic abuse. And what we have to do is we have to make sure that we take care of the soul. The soul does so many different things for us, fam. Yes, it does. I mean, that houses your mind, your will, your emotions. Why wouldn't you want to take care of that? Right? It is part of your spirit nature. Of course, restoring your functional cognitive abilities, getting those back in line and functional and non-toxic, as non-toxic as possible. Okay? That is wonderful and that's needed. And we have to do that. But you must heal from the inside out. All right. So I'd love to see your face in the place. That live stream, if you're on the YouTube and Facebook platforms, please make sure you turn your notification bells on. Okay. So you know so you'll know when we go live, and also when we drop a video on the channel. All right. And y'all know what I'm finna ask you for next, right? What? Hit that like button, hit that like button, hit that. Y'all already know, don't you? Hit that like button for your girl. Can you hit the like button for me? The goal of the day is 2.1K plus on the likes. Y'all know, if you rocks with your girl, I need y'all to hit that like button for me, okay? I really do. And I want you all to make sure that each time and every time you hit that like button for your girl, it helps the information spread throughout the algorithm, all right? And for those of you that are in need of private coaching, I am accepting new coaching clients. So if you're in need of private coaching, please email me at the email address below that's listed in the description of this video. Last but certainly not least, pick up your copy of Seduced by Satan. Yes, indeed, it is listed in the description of the video below. Okay, please listen, recommend it to your book club. Grab a copy for yourself and somebody else. You'll thank me later. Listen, if y'all want to see how these birds get down in real life, and I'm going in on them on every chapter, y'all know I'm tearing them up. All right, so listen, based on a true story, it is definitely a page turner. Pick up your copy today and let me know how you liked it. All right, y'all, let's jump into the topic of this video. I want to address mother wounds. Woo, y'all. Narcissists have mother wounds, okay? And toxic people, okay? But you can bet your bottom dollar narcissists have mother wounds. And when I tell you all the different traits and characteristics of a mother's wound, you are going to definitely see why you had as many problems in this addictionship with this narcissist that you did. You understand what I'm saying? Because the Bible says, in all thy getting, get an understanding. Isn't that what it says? That's right. Get an understanding. So when we talk about a mother wound, the reason I want to bring this topic is because I want to bring awareness to it. There are a lot of people that are dealing with mother wounds that may not necessarily be narcissists, but they're just as toxic. Okay, but in the situation with a narcissist, it can be very disturbing to have to deal with someone that is dealing with a mother's wound and on top of the narcissism and everything else that they have going on. So, yeah, and just to let you all know, narcissists can have several other diagnoses. That NPD is not the summation of everything. You can have a person that's diagnosed with NPD and still have, 2 or 3 other things going on. But today, or this evening, we are going to address this mother wound because somebody got to talk about it. Okay? So what typically happens in a situation with a narcissist that has a mother wound? I'm going to give you the characteristics and traits, and I'm going to explain them so you will understand why that narcissist does the things that they do. And not only that, it's going to help you understand their madness a little bit better. Okay? People with a mother's wound, and this means that the mother was either absent in their life, or even if the mother was there, did not have that nurturing, that the child did not have that nurturing from the mother. It was a very dysfunctional relationship. The mother could have been a codependent that was with a narcissist that caused her to focus more on, the narcissist that she was with, rather than, giving that child the proper nurturing that they needed to grow into a mentally healthy individual. Okay. So when you see somebody with a mother wound, one of the first things you're going to notice is a low self-esteem. Okay. That's number one. Low self-esteem and an unclear sense of self. What does that mean? Basically what it says. They have very low self-esteem. Narcissists have very low self-esteem. They don't know who they are. They are in an identity crisis. They don't really know who they are, kind of like walking around. Narcissists are big time followers. They like to follow and mimic other people. Some of them can be creative, but for the most part, they look for the people around them to give them a sense of self or to copy or blueprint themselves after. Because y'all found the narcissist doing a lot of stuff that y'all used to do. You know what I'm saying? You're like, why are you doing that? And we call it, in narcissistic abuse, we call it mirroring. Okay, but it's just because they have an unclear sense of self. They don't really know who they are because the ego has taken control, and it's been in control since they were a little kid. So they never got to really identify with that deep sense of self. Okay, so that low self-esteem causes all types of problems. We already know that. So does the unclear sense of self. What you will also see, number 2, is self-criticism. This may show up in them, saying that I don't know if I can do that, just basic criticisms of themselves. Or the way self-criticism can also show up is basically not doing what they know that they could try to do. It's basically not wanting to, out of fear, be rejected, or just feelings of not being able to achieve, and just criticizing. I can't do this, or nobody will ever accept me. I'm ugly. I'm not handsome. Some people might say they're overweight. I'm fat, or I don't. My face is not this, and I'm not pretty. Or women can say that because people love to body shame. These days, and things like that. And so they could say things like that, and men could say things like, well, maybe I'm not handsome enough. Maybe I got a little beer gut. I got too much, this and that. But it's self-criticism, okay? All because they don't have that confidence that nurturing would have given them, okay? Number 3, they're either going to be perfectionist, or they're going to be underachievers. Now, y'all know narcissists can be perfectionist. That perfectionist can bring in sometimes that OCD, or they can be underachievers against their full potential. Okay, so that means that if they're underachievers, you know that they have the skill set to maybe, let's just say, fly a commercial plane. All right, let's just say something like that. They settle for flying, and they could probably get the license and they probably have the flight time hours and things like that. But they settle for flying crop dusters, In a corporate environment, they probably have the leadership skills and ability to be an executive in the company. But they settle for being not even mid-level management, sometimes lower level management, because they don't want to work. And they don't feel like they deserve to have those higher level positions. And not only that, when they get up there, or not only that, but the place where they're in, they wreak havoc. You know what I'm saying? So not only are they underachievers, but they make messes where they are. You see what I'm saying? So the low self-esteem, the self-criticism, all of this plays into that whole narcissistic, that NPD, and that particular disorder, to cause them to be the way that they are and to abuse the way that they do. Okay, so number 4, this one right here, I know y'all gonna really, really, really identify with this one as well, that codependency. Okay, people with mother wounds, especially the men, okay, they are codependent. A narcissist is codependent. Okay, they want to parentify you. They want to make you their mother. Okay, and what that means and what that looks like is that they are going to be the people pleaser to everybody else. Okay, they got to look like the good guy. I got to show up for this one. I got to show up for that one. Got to show up for this person, that person. But see, when you need them to show up, they're not going to show up for you. They're going to show up for everybody but you, because you are the one that's trying to love them, and you are the one that's trying to put up with their trash. What they're going to do is they're going to parentify you and abuse the mess out of you because you're trying to love them. Why? Because they don't feel like they are lovable. That's the way a narcissist does you. Yeah, that's it. This is how a mother, it turns them into that people pleaser. And I'm telling you that they have a duality. They're one person to you at home, and then they're someone else. They're another person to the people out in the streets. You understand what I'm saying? And that doesn't change. Y'all see how narcissists act? But at home, they want to make you do everything for them while they go out and be kind and everything to everybody else but you. You get the worst end of the stick. You are the one that they abuse the most. Why? Because you're trying to love them. You're coming against what the inner core of them says. The inner core of them says to them that I'm unlovable. I'm unlovable. I don't love myself. Other people don't like me. Other people don't love me. This is what the inner core and that inner narrative is saying. Yes, in a mother's womb. Why? Because they didn't get that nurturing. Okay? And we all know that narcissist number 5, we all know these clowns are running from those feelings of guilt and shame and unworthiness. See, they already feel it inside of them. This is why it hurts them so bad when you do it to them. This is why it's like an atom. I'm talking about it's like an atomic bomb. When you do it to them, or when you bring on those feelings of shame and unworthiness and things like that, a narcissist is not able to handle that. Okay? Because the inner narrative is already telling them that they are all of this negative stuff, right? So it's coming from the inside. So whenever you start putting it on them, this is why a lot of times they don't want to take accountability for anything. They don't want to take accountability for nothing. Okay? Because guess what? For them to take accountability is going to activate those same feelings of guilt, shame, and unworthiness. And now I gotta admit to my mistakes. Now I can't. Now you mean to tell me I'm not perfect anymore? Remember we talked about that perfectionism in number 2? Yeah, so now they can't be perfect, but it turns them into a people-pleasing nut job. And those of you and those of us that try to love them are going to get the worst end of the stick. Why? Because of all of the things that I just told you. And the main thing is that, listen, they never got the love and nurturing from their mother to make them feel like they even deserve to be loved. There it is, church, family, there it is. All right, so I hope this helps you. And this is another clear reason as to why you have to get away from them, because these people are not trying to fix this. If they're not trying to work on themselves, you got to go. Because this right here drive you up a wall and down 2 or 3 others. All right, family? So listen, take really good care of yourselves, all right? And I will see you all on the next video, fam. And I will see you all healed and whole at the top. Shalom, family. Peace.